Hi Josh, we're going to play some more Stoneblock 2 today. We're going to hook up our storage today, and then we're going to start focusing on our power infrastructure, and a little bit of something extra that comes after we've started generating power. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm up here in the mining dimension again, but I think it's time to jump back down to the regular dimension and get into this episode. I have all of our currently existing chicken drops set up now, and some of the other stuff that we had, some of the, like the amber and whatnot. I've got all of the mob drops. I decided to do all of the rods and powders right here along these four, and then put all the slime balls below it. Other than that, it's kind of alphabetized. So all of the mob drops that we get go through about here, I decided to put the lava and water eggs there because I wasn't sure where else to put them, and we've got to put these chicken drops somewhere. And then I have salt and snowball, because, again, not really sure where to put them. And we've got plenty of room for more mob drops, you know, bones and rotten flesh and all the other shit that we can get from mobs. And then I put all of the dyes here, minus, I think, ink, because I put ink in with mob drops. So the way it's set up is anything that doesn't have something in its drawer has the way that the conduit connectors are set up by default. It's set to extract. For anything that has something in it, like the ender pearls, I have changed it to insert, and I have set up a filter so that it'll only take that item. That's not really a concern. If it's already got ender pearls in it, it's just going to keep dumping more ender pearls in, but I wanted to make sure if I were to walk by and do that and take all the ender pearls, I wanted to make sure that nothing else could squeak in there. So I've been making filters for everything. I think we're ready to hook this up. This is where the tree stuff is going, which I'm going to have to link the systems all together because we do have a log chicken. This is where our chickens are coming out, and honestly, after seeing how well the tree section worked, I think it's only these connectors that can handle 4 items per operation. I think these pipes are basically unlimited, which is really nice. So I'm just going to come through and I'm going to hook up everything. If there's nothing in a certain area, I haven't hooked it up, but I'm pretty sure I've got everything. I think we have something in almost every single section. So I'm just going to make pipes stick out of here, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to connect everything. Okay, it looks like everything is connected up. There's a bit of redundancy here, so I'm going to save myself some conduits and get rid of some of the stuff in the middle here. But I'm going to leave all of this stuff like that because if I accidentally break something, it'll be nice to have a little bit of redundancy. The only thing left to do is pop this one in. And I removed the drop ones there, and I'm gonna, I think, replace all the ground along here because there's no need for it to be unsightly. It's all connected up there, so there was no need to have the dual trenches. Oh, sorry, I'm vamping because I'm nervous. Okay, it's all connected. Let's head downstairs and see if anything's working. Oh shit. Oh shit, it's working! Oh my god! Well, we don't have any of that yet. Oh my god, it's working. It's all working. Oh, that's so great. Oh man, this is excellent. Alright, I'm gonna run upstairs real quick, and I'm gonna look at the hatcheries. Look at that. Goes in, drops right back out, and it's actually keeping up with it. I was concerned that these guys were going to make too much and that the conduit connectors weren't going to be able to keep up, but they are... Okay, well, we don't have a section set up for blocks yet, but they are clearly keeping up. This is so great. Yeah, the sand, the soul sand, the obsidian, those guys aren't going to be doing anything, but... Oh, look at that. I don't have anything set up for nether wart either. I need to figure out how I would even classify that. These guys are just going to sit here. They're just for show. I'm not going to bother draining them because, I mean, we don't need desperately any of the stuff that they're making. So, we have a stack of this one's cousins. So I'm not worried about that. But, I mean, look at that. It's just everything's working. This is so great. Looks like everybody's staying busy. Except who's that? Oh, yeah, clay. Clay and glass. I don't have anything set up for them. I'm going to have to figure out how to solidify all of their leavings, because I still have no clue. And we'll get back to breeding them eventually. I've made some progress, but I'm not super concerned about them. The one thing that does confuse me a little bit is that every list I've found of the chickens considers demon metal the only tier 10 item. It's like the most difficult thing to make. You need to have almost everything else made to get demon metal. And here we are with a cow that can make molten demon metal. So, these two mods are not balanced. I'm thinking that whoever wrote this cow mod did not consult the chicken tier list when he wrote his mod. Anyway, I'm gonna run downstairs real quick and look at that. None of the empty ones are filling. There's nothing going into the empty ones, and that's because they're all set to extract. So everything is actually working. And I'm guessing our log chicken is going to continue filling this. It's a good thing we can fit 1,024 stacks, because we're going to fill this thing up so much. I do predict that at the rate these chickens poop out stuff, that we're going to have a hard time keeping up. Because, I mean, they make so much. Yeah, the log chicken's getting drained. Oh, this is so great. But I mean, like, look how fast these arrows are moving. They're making stuff super fast. Now I think it's time to make an engineer's workbench in here and get to work on some of that stuff. I really want to do some more power generation stuff. So I don't know if that's the right mod for power generation. We'll look into it. I know I said I was done with chickens, but I had to add a few more just to make life a little easier. So I wanted to make a bunch of magmatic dynamos, because apparently these don't require cooling like the magmatic generators do. They still require lava, which is totally fine because we've got that endless supply up there. I made silver chicken and invar chicken, and those are the two main things that we need for this. However, I also made a solarium chicken, because I want to make soul vials. With one of these things, you can right-click on a mob to capture its soul. So the mob's not loose anymore. You own it inside a bottle. So with a little bit of fused quartz and a solarium ingot, we can capture these souls. And then eventually, when we have the ability, we can make spawners. I did a little bit of work while I was waiting on the chickens, and I made some of the dolls. I made the freezing doll, which I didn't really care about. I just happen to have a lot of snowballs. I made the floating doll, which I desperately want because I want a shulker spawner. If we had shulker boxes, that'd be fantastic. There's a backpack mod in this mod pack, but I believe it's disabled due to some kind of bug. So shulker boxes is going to be the way to go. And that's only for like traveling. Like if we go to the mining dimension, or if we go, hundreds of blocks away to look for a specific biome to do a project. I don't think we're going to desperately need shulker boxes in the immediate term because we've got the storage drawers set up downstairs, but that's beside the fact. I also made the creeping doll for the Enderman and the blazing doll. Now, again, I don't really care specifically about any of these except the shulker, which I have just acknowledged to you and myself is less pressing than I thought it was before we did the storage room. But I think the blaze will be a good thing to have a spawner of, because we need blaze rods for a lot of things, including the upgraded cobblestone generator, the next level of that. I upgraded to the tier 3, which required diamond, and the next one requires blaze rods, and the one after that requires emeralds, which is not going to be a problem. So we can't finish that quest until we have 8 blaze rods. So blazing doll and a blaze spawner will be really good for us. Now, I want to do each of these, but I want soul vials to catch each of them, because I don't want them wandering around. I think what I'm going to do for all 4 of these, we may not be able to do anything with the Blizz doll for a while, because we don't have pyrotheum to put in a barrel. But we can drop this into a barrel of witch water, we can drop this into a barrel of witch water, and we can drop this into a barrel of lava. So we can get all 3 of these. So I want to get them, and then instead of killing them, I want to capture them. And then we'll just sit the soul vial in a chest somewhere and wait. Now, I have quite clear glass, but I don't have fused quartz, which we need. So I have quartz inside this alloy smelter. One of the joys of these simple alloy smelters is that they kind of hold progress. So you see I got started on this. I was going to cook up some quartz into fused quartz because it had energy stored in here, but it ran out before it even got through one cook cycle. So we're going to wait until we've got these set up, and then we're just going to slap that down and let it cook some fused quartz for us. Now I'm going to take my fluid conduits and my energy conduits, and we're going to go upstairs and get these magmatic generators set up. And I think I'm going to have to expand this room a little bit because it is so small. And we are generating power. So I did a little bit of work to this room. Hope you like it, because these seared bricks were kind of a pain in the ass to make. Not really. They weren't really that big a pain in the ass to make. I figured out that you can throw stone, not cobblestone, into the smelter. One stack of stone makes 16 seared stone if you dump them into the casting basin. And then you can just use, I already put it away. You can use a chisel to turn it into these seared stone bricks, and I really like the look of this. I'm going to keep this pattern going if we expand this room, which I'm assuming we're going to be expanding this room at some point. I made some more crucibles and some more uranium blocks. This thing is, I don't know why I thought right-clicking would open an inventory for it, but this thing is cranking out. I took all of the cobblestone out of that double chest that used to be up here and dumped it in here, but as you can see, we are gaining cobblestone, not losing. So it pulls cobblestone as it needs for the crucibles, and we can always expand this system. It's basically endlessly expandable. We can keep making cobblestone generators even if we can't keep up. So these things can create up to 40k RF per tick, I think. All I did was run fluid conduits back there, and it pumps in here, and I think that the energy comes out any side. I'm not really positive about that, so this is going to be a learning experience. Oh no, I think it has to come out the top. Alright, well, this bears continued experimentation. I don't want it touching anything else so that we don't pollute the results of the experiment. I know that's not the right word. What word am I looking for? Contaminate. So we don't contaminate the experiment. Yep, it pulls power out the top. Fuck. Okay, well, that means I just have to rearrange this a little bit. And that's fine. That's totally fine. So this is kind of the pain in the ass of dealing with fluid pipes, is that if you put new fluid pipes where there's already full pipes, you have to go through and like manually connect it. And they are all connected. They're all getting their lava flowing in. These things look super cool. I love the way they look. And I know that I don't need to do this because it's just aesthetics, but I really like the aesthetics of removing those. Actually, I bet I can... nope. There we go. I might build some more and just keep going, but I think what I would like to do is bring this down like that, and then remove that. And voila, we are generating power. So right now, we have the potential to generate 400k RF per tick. That's assuming that these keep up, and I'm pretty sure these will. Having the uranium blocks under them is really cranking up the productivity of these crucibles. So, I think that we can get to powered stuff now. This is exciting. I want to make more garden cloches now that we have power, but that requires treated wood. I believe it's 1 bucket for 8 planks, so to do an entire stack, I need 8 buckets. Hey, we got an advancement out of that. I think I'm going to put the workbench right here. Now, how do we get this? Yep, that is what we are looking for. So we need to make that glass, nickel plate, copper wire, and redstone. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to grab that well, that'll teach me to put too many ingredients in the table at once. Alright. Now, what else do we need? Oh, iron mechanical parts. We're going to need a whole bunch of iron plates. I love that this table can just pull from attached inventories. That's super cool. Sure, I'll take 32 of those since we have 48 vacuum tubes. And now we need a whole bunch of glass and a whole bunch of treated planks. Ooh, we just made 32 garden cloches. Oh, that might have been a bit of overkill. I'm going to need to make a whole lot more energy conduit, but we are going to oversize our farms, I think. We're going to have to dig this place out a little more. I'm thinking we're just going to go farther to the east and dig more farm rooms. Now that we've got the power generating, I think I would like to extend this room farther back. Kind of, you know, a north-south direction version of those, all the animal rooms that we have up north. I'd like to just extend this straight south, and instead of tearing this out, I'm going to leave this here, and then I'm going to set up a bunch of automated hammers and sieves in the back. Or we may end up using the entire length of the room for the auto stuff and tear this out anyway. We'll see. And since we're extending that room back, I might extend this room back and make the smeltery like twice its length. Just make it absolutely huge. I don't know if there's a size limit to it, but I aim to find out. Also, I embedded these things in the floor since they were just getting in the way. And did I show you this? We now have 5 basins and the thing. I tried to put drains here on the corners, but it turns out drains can't pull if they can't access the liquid inventory inside. Also, I was looking into how to make, like, seared stone and stuff, and these fucking cows, like, the seared cow that we have, everything seemed to indicate that we needed to use a casting basin or a casting table, just like these, to solidify that stuff. So I'm still gonna have to look into that and figure out what the fuck we do with all these liquid cows. They may just be for show. I don't know. I don't know what to do with them. I think I'm gonna put an elevator in here. And once we get more power demand, I'm just gonna loop this around. I did the math. I think I could fit like another 30 or something in here. So having 40 of these things running, not too shabby. Okay, so I'm planning out the sieve and hammer room, and I figured the best way to do this was to look through the JEI menu and just look at what each thing can do, just by looking at this list. I only need, really, 1 sieve per type of block that it can sift. So I had to figure out how many things I could sieve through and how many sieves I need. So I figured out I need 5 string mesh sieves, and then I have to figure out how many hammers I'm going to need to start from cobblestone. So for string mesh, I need 5 sieves and 11 hammers. For flint mesh, we need 4 sieves and 10 hammers. Iron, 5 sieves, 11 hammers, just like string. And for diamond, 6 sieves, 12 hammers. Now the cool thing is that we're going to get some really awesome stuff out of these. And I bet this room is going to look wicked once we're done. I just need to figure out how much space I need. I'm thinking I can stack the hammers. I need to double check this, but I can probably just make like a sieve and then the stack of hammers above it. So I'm going to plot this out real quick and get back to you. I've come to a decision, and this decision did not come lightly because you know how I feel about change. I want this entire square down here to be a gigantic square that mirrors the square over there that we made, which means this has to go. Now, it's not just gonna go away. I'm not just gonna demolish it and not put it back up. I'm gonna, I think, extend this hallway and make another big room just like this, and I think this southern area is just gonna be the area of big rooms. Or maybe I'll do it over there since I've already started extending that hallway. And I'm gonna make a much bigger smelter. So, I'm gonna tear this thing down, I'm gonna tear down this wall, and I'm gonna extend this room and make it just like this room over here. So I'm gonna mirror this, like, kind of exactly. I think I might even make it tall like this, because I have 20 auto sieves and 44 auto hammers here. And I've realized because of the way sifting works, we're gonna get all these little pieces of stuff. And I would like to find every single piece that we might get from this and learn how to auto-craft. I have no idea how. It's going to be trial and error. It's going to require some experimentation, but I would like to build auto-crafters. Now, there are multiple types of auto-crafter, and I don't know what each of them does. Like, RF Tools has a crafting station. No clue how that works. Auto-crafting bench? I know nothing about Project Red. I've never used it. And Cyclic offers an automated 3x3 crafting table, which is kind of exactly what we need, but I don't know anything about these. Couple of plus sides, I guess, to demolishing the smeltery over here. We can even out the lighting and clean this place up, and we can extend this place now if we want to. You'd think we were looking at the other room before we built the coke oven, but this is the sifting room. So it is fully expanded. It is the same exact dimensions, and I think I overdid it with the torches in here, but otherwise, it's looking good. I have the doors to the southern hallway dug, so we have, just like this room, we have multiple entrances so that our hallways still look pretty uniform. I've already installed the oak wood bracing for this mine shaft. I think the only thing left to do now is set up our sieves and hammers and then learn how to autocraft. I haven't put everything up yet because I got distracted. But I have figured out the situation that we need to build for. So we will have 5 string mesh sieves. We will have dirt, gravel, sand, dust, and crushed endstone, I believe. So this is how we're going to have to set that up. Next we have flint stiffened mesh. There's only 4 of them, and that's the 4 basics: dirt, gravel, sand, dust. Over here we have iron stiffened, and we have 5 of them. There's no dirt, so we have gravel, sand, dust, crushed endstone, and crushed netherrack. And then finally diamond. We have everything. All 6 of those. So that's how we're going to have to set this up. So this will take a little bit more planning, but real quick, let me show you what I got distracted by. I put in elevators over here. Now this will take us up. Oh yeah, I can seal that now. Voila. Now it's nice and clean. And if you go up from here, just... Oh, ow. Wow, okay, I'm going to have to be more careful about actually standing on the elevator. But I can just keep going up, and here we are at the mining dimension. And if I were to jump again, I would go into it. When I come out of it, it actually put me in the block. There was a lot of fuckery with this. I've had to move this a few times. I had to dig this out a little bit. I was trying to refine it and figure out how everything worked, how close I needed to be to the bedrock before I could jump and just go through. Actually, I died once. I got stuck in the elevator and, like, in a piece of stone, and I started suffocating. I was at about half health, and then, like, I jumped and went back in, and then when I jumped back out of the mining dimension, I fell down to this one, and it killed me. So, it's, it was an adventure, but we can get straight up and down now, which is really nice. I'll get back to you once I've planned this out a little bit, and I actually figure out how I want to lay this all out, because we're going to be laying out 20 sieves, which means we're going to be laying out 20 stacks of hammers. So I just need to figure out if I can just, like, section this off into 4 different quadrants, or if I want to do it along the walls or what. I'll let you know once I figure it out. It's a little bit hard to see all of them at once because I'm in a direct corner and I've got a great angle on these, but they are all in place. All the diamond guys are over in that corner. There's 6 of them. These 4 right here are flint. These 5, from that tall stack that I'm pointing out right now to these 4, these are all iron. And then the other 5, that tall stack and those 4 all over there, those are all string. So I just have to figure out the energy and item delivery conduits now, and then we'll be good to go. I think this room looks pretty mean, and this is not even its final form. So it's mostly completed. I've got all the item conduits set up. I've got all the energy conduits set up. All I have to do is connect the energy upstairs in our energy room, or, you know, a back hallway behind the energy room, I guess, and everything in here will be powered. I've got all the power lines running across and then straight down here. I've got all of the item conduits set up in kind of a snaking pattern so that it will input on this side, output on this side, input on this side, so forth and so on. Underneath every one of these stacks is an item conduit that pulls the final results of the sieve out and dumps it into this chest over here for now. So this is all the stuff that I already had from manually sifting things, but it's gonna fill this up, and I've got this connected where I can just pull this, do this, grab the chunks. So this is my manual solution for now until we get auto crafting set up. And until we get a more permanent storage solution set up, I've just got the item conduits running over here into a crate where I have all of our cobblestone and all the rest of our endstone. And these have already put in... I don't have any netherrack, otherwise this would be full of netherrack, and we'd have some netherrack in there. I'm gonna see if I can automate netherrack generation at some point, but for now it's all just cobblestone. Okay, so the cobblestone will come in here, and then it'll come out here as gravel, into here. It'll get busted down to dirt and flow through here as dirt, and then it'll get busted down to sand into there. In the tallest of these, it starts as cobblestone, gets busted to gravel, gets busted to dirt, gets busted to sand, gets busted to dust, and then it flows through this sifter as dust. So I've got all of these stacks set up for all the things that each sieve can do based on its mesh, and everything is going to flow out of here downstairs and into this crate. And this is what it looks like downstairs. So we've got it flowing out of each sifter, down a line, and then across and up into that crate. I have these lines completely separated from the lines that go into our storage system, because I don't want anything that's supposed to go into storage accidentally going into that crate, because that crate does not have a filter set up. Because there's too many types of things that can come out of here. I wouldn't be able to set up that filter unless I figured out more advanced filters. And I don't care to do that right now. So I'm just going to keep these lines separated. So until we get our more permanent storage room built out and have all of our cobblestone down there somewhere, and until we have auto crafting set up and have a line of auto crafters taking care of all of the different drops that come out of here, this is what the room looks like. And I think it looks kind of badass. I'm a big fan of all these conduits and all the stacks of hammers and sifters. I think we're ready to start. All I have to do is connect this, and all of these guys should be draining right away, and all of these guys should be filling and doing their job. Look, endstone's getting busted into crushed endstone, and it's getting sifted. This is so great, and they're having a hard time keeping up. We are going to have to create more power. Even when there's not enough power to feed it, it's still gonna animate, I believe. No, it only animates when it has the power. So it's time to make more of those magmatic dynamos, because there are just too many machines. But we are creating drops. Look at that, we've already got pebbles coming in. We definitely did not have any andesite or diorite pebbles. We didn't have any seeds. We didn't have any of these pebbles. Shulker pearl, look at that. We're getting drops. Beetroot seeds. Oh, we can get started on Thaumcraft soon. Well, it's slow for now, but as soon as I get more of those magmatic dynamos made and get them hooked up and integrated into our power system, we will be rocking and rolling, brother. This place is a little bit more crowded than it was before. We are still not generating enough lava for all of these magmatic dynamos, but I did install more crucibles. I moved the generator and the storage crate over, and I installed a fifth crucible right here, and then I installed 4 more over here, and I've got them all hooked up. They're all processing cobblestone into lava. We're doing okay. It's slowly filling. I'm hoping that we are generating enough lava to keep at least most of these going. I don't have any more uranium right now, so I'll have to go either mining or chicken breeding to do that. But I've used all the uranium that we have to make these blocks to keep these guys busy. So if we do want to expand more, there is more room. I could put more uranium and crucibles here and just keep it working. We'll see how this place develops. For now, we're looking pretty good. We're still hurting for lava. Clearly, we're not making quite enough, but we're close. They're all getting lava. They're just not getting enough. So I'm going to give this time and see what happens there. In the meantime, we need to check on these guys and see how they're doing for power. See, they're still hurting. Some of them have plenty of power because they're at the bottom of the stack. Some of them have none. The reason the ones at the bottom of the stack have power is because they can only process what the ones above them can generate. For instance, this guy up here has just no power, so he's processing real slow. Each machine below that will process less and less, and the guys near the bottom will probably fill up with power eventually, which might help us in the power generation department, because as each machine fills up, it won't be sucking so greedily at the teat of our lava crucibles. And this is looking alright. I am going to wait until this drains out a little bit because we have almost 2 pages full. But once this drains out a little bit, I'm going to put in a Mark 1 cobblestone generator. I'm going to move this up 1. But I don't feel like dealing with all of this cobblestone right now, so I'll just wait on that. We're not in a hurry. And in the meantime, this is looking pretty good. Look, we've already got a copper oreberry bush. We've got plenty of little shrubberies that we can set up in like a shrub farm. We've got a chorus flower. We can start growing chorus fruit. We've got mineral saplings. We're going to have great wood saplings too. We can grow both of the, I thought these were Thaumcraft trees. We've got an ender lily. I mean, we are styling. So I'm thinking we're going to need auto crafters for the things like the iron ore pieces, the nickel ore piece, all the pieces of ore. We're going to need auto crafters to turn them into chunks, and then we'll need to send them through either some kind of furnace array, or we got a second ultimate furnace from a reward that I grabbed off camera. So maybe we'll just set up ultimate furnaces and shove things through there, because those will cook so fast. Anyway, auto crafters for all of the ore pieces. I'm not sure what to do with the electrotine. Apparently we can use electrotine to make batteries for Project Red, or we can make electrotine iron compound or electrotine silicon compound. So we're gonna have to look into Project Red and see if that's even worth doing, or maybe it'll just go into a storage drawer somewhere. But we're also gonna need auto crafters for the stone pebbles, the andesite pebbles, so forth and so on. I think stuff like lapis, emerald, diamond, that can all just get sorted automatically into the storage system. I'm still nervous about hooking up the storage system unless I can find a way to do it like unidirectionally so it only pulls from here and doesn't put everything that we put into our storage system in here. We don't want anything getting dumped in here unless it's coming directly from these sieves. We're going to start looking into Thaumcraft soon, and we're going to have to... Oh, canola seeds. We can start growing canola, and then we can... I believe we can grow canola, and then put all of the canola that we grow into some kind of, like a fermenting something or another, and we can turn that into biofuel. And that will be another fuel source. So that will be, I think, something that we do with our cloches. I'm not really sure what to do with the oreberry bushes. I don't know if I want to build a farm or if I don't know if I'm going to let... Oh, essence berry bush. We're going to have to look into that. It says it tastes like creeper, and I want to know what the deal is. In the meantime, we've got lots of prosperity shards coming in. We've got grains of infinity, which is fantastic. Uranium grid is going to help us make more uranium so that we can make more uranium blocks for the crucibles. And we've got lots of other stuff coming in. I don't know what ancient spores do, but that's cool. We've got sapphire, ruby, and peridot. This is a massive success. This is fantastic. I'm so glad this is working, and I will keep an eye on the power needs, and we'll expand that power room upstairs as we need to. We didn't put up nearly as many magmatic dynamos as as we made. I made a full stack of magmatic dynamos, and we've still got 31 left, so we can expand this room and just slap them all in. I'm thinking we just make this a huge room for power generation, and I will continue to do that. I'll probably do that off camera and then just report back to you. Alright, buddy. That's enough for one episode. I think we've had a lot of success today. We got the storage hooked up, we got the power hooked up, and we've got all of our hammering and sifting automated. Next episode, we'll learn how to autocraft and get into some more hijinks. I'll talk to you soon, brother. I miss you.